Hello there. It's that time. And I didn't prepare very well. Oh shit, knocking things down. Sorry. Marc, standing in place, toppling things over in place. What is this, episode 17? It is July 28th. And yeah, we're still doing this. I do have a red hat on. It is definitely a Bubba Gump shrimp hat, and it definitely was given to me in an effort to convey a message to me that I looked like that character from a movie that wore a hat like this. But the funny thing is, it was actually given to me like a couple of years ago, where I was not nearly as hairy and as scraggly as I am now. I also didn't run, and I felt like it was inappropriate and a misrepresentation if I was going to wear that hat at that time. But then when we turned the corner for COVID, we start growing our COVID beard and stopped getting haircuts, I realized, shit, I got that hat and I actually kind of fit the part now. So I'm wearing a hat, and yeah, this is me in all my glory. Just want to look my best for y'all. I kept running and running. I haven't seen that thing in ages. Does that movie hold up? Does that movie hold up? Should I go watch it again? Yeah. So I just spent my last 4 days miserable by choice, but not quite miserable. I spent it soaking wet, riding a motorcycle. I think I put in close to 1,000 miles. Just soaked, riding in bad weather, in bad conditions, mud, rocks, thunderstorms. A mess. By choice, and I'm glad I did it. And I think that's strange. That's a strange human trait. Like, we do that. I get time off, and I'll do things that are harder and worse than what I have to experience on a day-to-day. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would I choose to travel from here to the southwestern corner of the state on a motorcycle? So this is a vehicle with no doors, no windows, no roof. So when it rains, you get fucking soaked. When it's windy, you get blown all over the place. A truck drives by too fast and it could potentially kill you. But that's the way that I chose to travel down there. And then I tried to cross back to the center of the state off-road as much as possible, wrestling a 600-pound motorcycle through the freaking woods, rocks, mud, mountain passes, all this kind of stuff, while wearing a bunch of waterproof gear, which we all understand that waterproof gear works both ways, right? Like, it keeps the water from coming in, which means it also keeps your water from going out. Your water being your sweat and God knows what other fluids and excretions you have while you're performing these set activities. The odors that came out of my body of 4 days of no showering and wearing waterproof motorcycle gear is fucking atrocious. And I did it by choice. It's a very, very strange human trait. Like, I just marinated in this gear for days, just sweating. It's disgusting. Like, there was a night that I got in a tent and I took my boot off, and the odor that came out of that boot, like, it set me back. Whoa. It was like you filled the boot, like a dog shit in the boot, and you mixed it with like patchouli and filled it the rest of the way with gasoline. Fucking disgusting. And I would have been terrified to ignite a flame in that tent. But I did it again. Like, the next day I did the same thing. Put this stinky gear on. I never dried. Slept soaking wet. Body's like shriveled. My shins were like turning white. Whiter than, yeah, I know, I'm a white guy. But whiter, like weird, like zombie white. I did it by choice. And other animals, other creatures on the planet don't do that. They don't do things that make their life more difficult. I'm sleeping in a tent and it's raining every night. A piece of fabric that might or might not keep me dry. When I live in a house now, like I have a dwelling to go to that has walls and windows and a roof and sheets that are usually dry, that are on top of a bed that is extremely comfortable compared to rocky mud. But I chose rocky mud and traveling by motorcycle because I'm human and we're weird. Like a raccoon, right? Think about a creature in the wild. A raccoon is an omnivore. Raccoons will kill stuff in order to eat. But if you offer them a garbage can behind a McDonald's, they're going to go through that and eat those weird chicken nuggets that look like feet. Yes, they will. Because they're going to go down the path of least resistance. The human equivalent would be that we're offered those chicken nuggets, which you shouldn't eat because they're weird. That's not chicken. I don't know what that is. But we would say, no, I don't want that prepared food that's ready to go. Let me wander through the woods and try and kill something. Or maybe raise chickens yourself, as people do that. And it's an atrocious task. And it's so much work, but you're doing it to get a sense of fulfillment, sense of accomplishment maybe? I think. I'm not quite sure. I think it's because we live lives that are too comfortable. And we need to do things that are difficult in order to feel like we accomplished something. You don't have satisfaction or fulfillment unless you do something difficult and are successful, right? You take on something challenging and you succeed. And I think that our normal day-to-day life isn't hard enough. So we have to go do this dumb crap. I'm about to go backpacking. Like same shit. I live in a house. Windows, walls, roof. There's a shower, like a hot shower. I can stand in it as long as I want. Eventually it turns into a cold shower, but there's soap, there's a towel, I can make myself dry. But what am I going to do for 4 days with dear lady? Let's go traipse around the woods and carry our house on our back. Eat dehydrated food. Why? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, but it's what we do. I guess that's part of being human. I don't know. Because of that trip and because of preparing for the next, I did not get terribly ready for tonight, and I apologize. Next week will probably be even worse because I'm going to come back from that backpacking trip. But I want to be consistent and put stuff up, so I am. There's an exercise that I keep teasing I was going to try. I'm going to do it tonight because, like I said, I didn't prepare very well. I understand that there is an improv exercise where you take 3 words, but you're supposed to have like a group of people, and you like spin a tale, a yarn perhaps, using those 3 words, and make a story up, interacting with other people. Like I know there are people, it's just me, but I did find a word generator on the interwebs, and thought maybe I could try to make up a story using the words and see what happens. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see. So, did it give me new words? Pupil profile stream. I don't like these words. Pupil profile stream. Pupil profile stream. Pupil is like a student, right? So this is probably a story when I discovered the profile of a pupil that was, well, he had a very weak stream. I was on LinkedIn searching for interns for my place of work. And we're going through different colleges and technical schools trying to find somebody. And I found this pupil. And I found his profile. And he had a lot of knowledge. He knew a lot of things that applied to the job. So it was very good. And I said, oh man, this dude, we got a good chance with him. But then we brought him in for interview. He did really well in the interview, but then he asked where the restroom was. So I said, hey, no problem, I gotta go too. So we went to the restroom, and this isn't gonna get weird. We weren't doing stuff, but we did urinate at the same time. Now, urinals next to each other with the little dividers up. And I can't say that I have the strongest stream, but this guy, he didn't even make it to the urinal. He's pissing all over his own shoes. Because this pupil that we identified through their LinkedIn profile just had the weakest stream. And we don't have staff to clean the floors. And frankly, it's embarrassing to just have urine-covered floors and an employee that pisses all over his shoes. So in this case, we were having to not accept this applicant. We let him go purely because this pupil's stream was far too weak, and we had to mark his profile to no longer take his application. Is that how that's supposed to work? I don't know. If anybody watching this knows like improv stuff, tell me if I did that right. Oh well, that's what you get tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody's healthy. I hope you're being safe, making good decisions. Stay outside, get lots of sun, vitamin D, wear a mask. And be nice to each other. Like, just be cool. Be respectful. Don't be an asshole. Pretty simple. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Good night.